The moment you've been waiting for. We have Chef Anthony here joining us from PHS, and we're going to be making a complete meal. And you were telling me that this, for two people, you can make this meal for like $3 a person.
$3 to $5. It just all depends on how much you pay for the pork. And if you get a good piece of pork, you can actually split it. This is a rather large piece. This is technically a serving for two.
Well.
Technically.
Depends how big you want your servings.
That's true. But we're going to use the frozen green beans from this morning. We're going to use a packet mashed potato specifically because it's shelf stable and we're looking to consume on a budget. So these are actually really healthy for you and really easy to eat. The only consideration you need to take in this is if you have a gluten-free person in your home.
Oh, good.
Because it does have a little bit of gluten inside of it.
But even if you went with like actual potatoes, those aren't expensive either.
No, they're not. They just take a little bit more time. The idea for this is quick, fast dinner that you can make in the middle of the week and just enjoy as a family.
And you already have these on your shelves. Okay, so what are we going to get started with?
All right, what we're going to do first is we're going to start getting some pans hot, getting some water ready to go for our potatoes, and we're going to turn some fire on. We're going to do the full pork cutlet, and we're going to make a gravy to go along with it just so everybody can kind of get some excitement. Here we have flour and seasoning, just whatever seasoning is your favorite, and we're just going to kind of combine it really, really well.
And this is your seasoning blend that you make?
Yes, this is my personal favorite seasoning blend. I use it for almost everything that I do because it is so naturally good. And then we're going to get some butter in our pan. Throw some butter in our pan. And then we're going to come over to some green bean pan and throw some butter in there.
Would this be a good recipe to use with the compound butter that we made?
I wouldn't suggest using it with a compound butter because you're going to have contrasting flavors unless you match your breading and anything else that you make along with it.
Because you're going to have the seasonings in the breading.
Exactly. Okay. You don't want to contrast too terribly much. A little bit, yes.
However, in the green beans, that might be interesting.
Yes, it would be very good in the green beans. So we're just going to lay our pork cutlet right down in, and you can go to a butcher. Simon Market does these for me. They're absolutely wonderful. He runs them through his tenderizer, which makes nice little wonderful pockets for all the goodness inside of it. So now we have butter melting over here for our green beans. We're going to add in onions and garlic.
Okay.
And we're going to give it just a little bit of a shake. Get them spread out a little bit and go right in with our green beans. Beautiful green beans. You can take them from frozen. You can hit them with a little bit of water.
No, these were the frozen ones.
These are the frozen ones. All I did was hit them with just a little bit of cold water right in the bag, drained them out, put them in a bowl.
Now, if you missed our segment on our KOM Morning News about 45 minutes ago, we talked about the different options you have for cooking vegetables, whether it's canned or frozen or fresh, and the price differences and health differences and different what works better for what options. So if you missed that, you can always check it online. Check it out online a little bit later this morning. KOMNewsNow.com.
Here I have my seasoning blend that I've been using on here with you guys. It's really wonderful. I'm adding a little bit of seasoning right into my green beans, just like so. And I'll give it just a little shake and maybe a toss and get all the goodness together. And we're just going to let it sit and simmer.
Okay.
We have water coming to a boil over here for our mashed potatoes. And we're checking our pork cutlet. And remember, I told you, when the meat is ready to release from any good pan, it's going to jiggle. See how it's just all jiggly like that? And we're looking for that very beautiful golden brown and delicious color. And we're getting right there.
About how long? That's pretty thin since it's been tenderized pork. How long would you say it would take to cook that overall?
It depends on your pan and which medium that you're using and the heat that you use, but 3 to 6 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It cooks relatively quickly. And the green beans and the water for your mashed potatoes and everything should all come together as one cohesive meal really fast for you.
Okay, we've got a water boiling there.
And we're starting to get that beautiful golden brown color on our pork. So we're going to turn it over, give our green beans another shake because we don't want them to sit. And we're going to add our mashed potato packet right into our water and remove it from the heat after we give it a mix.
The one you picked was loaded baked mashed potatoes. That sounds yummy.
Oh yes, it's wonderful, wonderfully good. And just follow the directions on your mashed potatoes. This one says once you add them to give them a mix and remove them from the heat.
Okay.
To let them thicken up.
That's all I've done. I didn't leave you much space to do that unless you want to put it over here.
I got it right there on the side, perfectly right out of the burner.
There you go.
And we'll set our whisk to the side.
Okay, so we have everything cooking up here. Do we want to go ahead and go to commercial break and come back with the...
That would be good, because when we come back, we can do the pan sauce, and I have a surprise for you on the pan sauce.
Oh, sweet. All right, well, we will go to break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
In America, the